This is a story about a girl. Every single day she wakes up, the more she sees it, but nobody else can.
When you signed up for this show, did you know and did you anticipate it? For how bumpy ride did you sign in?
No, I had no idea. I signed up to be the man in black first episode and, ride horses and shoot people and have a good time. And things have changed over the years for sure. Yeah.
And the question to all of you, because the future that this show is showing us, it's pretty dark. And are you a little bit afraid that we are actually going this way, like the technology will take over? And maybe Tessa, you will start.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I think in a way technology has taken over to some degree. I mean, I think we exist in, particularly in America, I think we're like our relationship with technology and its effect, I think, on the way that we live our lives is pretty profound at this point. And we were talking about earlier, the news of the person that works at Google sort of suspecting that there's sentience inside of one of those beings. And I mean, I think I think these things are kind of already present in terms of like what the show says about the nature of humanity and how bleak that can be. I don't know. I guess you have to, it depends on the day, how I might feel, how true that is. But I don't know. I think that's the thing that's really exciting about speculative fiction is, or satire, or any of those genre ticks, is quite often sometimes the culture is catching up to you as you're making the thing. And I like making something that really speaks to the times that we're living in. So that's an exciting thing about working on the show.
Angela?
I would agree with Tessa that we are very much influenced by technology today, like by our phones and social media and all the things that are available to us in a second. I remember 8-9 years ago when I started working on the show, and I was watching these YouTube clips of androids and how they're moving and going, oh my God, this really exists right now. And now there's news coming out that there might be a sentient being. It's kind of above my bandwidth to understand all of this. In a way, I can say that it's wonderful to make something that speaks on it. I don't know how much it's a parallel to reality just yet, but it's exciting that it's an important story now. And also it's fiction, it's fun. It's not real, it's like we get to play these kind of extraordinary characters. So I have many kind of points of view.
But after Terminator, I think we all think it is going to be real. And all the other sci-fi shows are saying like, don't anticipate, it might happen.
But I guess that's what's special about Westworld. What's special about the show is that we really ask questions. Like you really ask questions to question your reality. Like, where am I right now? What is in existence? What is happening in the world? So that's really what makes this show very special. Because if sometimes I look back, I'm like, well, if you look at the artist's work, like Jonah Nolan, if you look at Interstellar, or you look at the other films that they've made, these are real questions that they're asking in the other films too, just like most great writing. I think that it is a theme in the stories that they're telling. And that's why I'm so drawn to it.
Ms. Harris, I'm interested in your opinion as well, because you're not a fan of the new technology. So how is your approach for this future that are showing us?
Well, it's such a dichotomy, I guess. I mean, in the one sense, right, the internet can bring people together. You can connect to anybody in the world. In the other sense, things are becoming a lot more impersonal. I mean, you can't talk to a fucking person on a telephone, It's like press 1 if you want this, press 2 if you want this. It's really impossible at times to get a human being on a phone, if you're calling a pharmacy or whatever it might be. And I don't like it.
And it also changed how we're approaching each other. I think the way that we're talking to each other, writing to each other, everything is smaller, shorter, quicker. without any emotions, without any passion.
I mean, when's the last time you sat down and actually wrote somebody a letter and mailed it?
I actually do it 2 times a year to my grandfather. It's the thing that we do.
Well,
And my question to you girls is, how do you like the approach, how they are advancing your characters in the 4th season?
Yeah, I you know, every season I feel like there's a new challenge with playing Hale, and she sort of shifts and changes so wildly. I was really excited by the idea in the first season of this image of power, particularly corporate power. Could it also be a young woman? Could she also be a young woman of color? And so I think in subtle or maybe more overt ways, what we've been able to do with the character is also to question what the nature of power might look like in the not so distant future, and I like that. I like that a lot.
Angela?
I didn't know what direction my character would go in, so I literally found out very, very close to when we were filming. But I look at what's written on the page, and I always look for the things in between the lines, like not to just play what's written on the story in itself. So I always find room to challenge even what's decidedly printed on the page to see, is there a different maybe idea? So I like to implement that in what was written for this season.
Your kind made a sport out of hunting us. You controlled our every move. And now, I'm going to do the same to you.
How is it to come back to this story with such a different angle? I'm after 4 episodes and I can see that the story for you changed drastically.
Yeah, you know, it was such a beautiful journey so far on Westworld. You know, we shoot this show every other year, you know, so it's, you know, we're coming back right in the middle of the pandemic. It was wild. The first script I get, you know, the audience quickly realizes a lot of time has passed, you know, about 7 years. Caleb and Maeve tackled a war together. It seems as if they possibly won the war. But a lot has happened, and specifically, you know, for me, in Caleb's life, you know, he's suffering a lot, you know, suffering from some PTSD, and he's entered a whole new chapter in his life. But he finds himself kind of working at his old job before the war began, and just trying to figure out what really were they fighting for, and we're going on a journey together for sure. But it's been a wild season for me. A lot of shit they put on my plate, but it's been.
I know, and he just keeps doing it so well.
Thank you, Allison. It's been fun. It's been a lot of fun.
But I feel that the way that your character is right now in this place, he feels more safe, more secure than in the past season. He knows what he wants. He knows where the danger is coming from. And I think he feels better. He's more scared, but he feels better in the place that he's right now.
I agree with you. I think he's comfortable fighting, you know, fighting for the greater good. I mean, I think he knows that that is his mission. You know, he doesn't feel comfortable kind of sitting back and just accepting, oh, we're good. Are we good? You know, he knows that he needs to continue to fight for humanity.
And Alison, question to you, because coming back with the 4th season, that you know that the viewers are expecting something not expected. Like after 3 seasons, they want to have something new. And how is it to come back to them with a story, as Aaron said, a little bit in the future, when you can mold this world a little bit better and a little bit, how to say it, in a new way that they don't expect it?
Right. Well, that's been one of the great things about joining a show that wants to reinvent itself every season while still building on. I mean, it certainly is telling a story from start to finish that Jonah and Lisa have a very strong take on how to peel back the layers of the onion and how we're going to explore this question of artificial intelligence and hosts and humans, and can they coexist? But every season is designed to be a new chapter in that journey. And so to come as a fresh voice in season 4, it's just great to have a show that's giving you that opening to both immerse yourself in everything that's come before, but also have a chance to push out into some new territory. So it was a real high point of my career to join the staff.
And Aaron, I have a two-part question. First, how was it to first come clashing with Ed Harris? Because it's not a spoiler, we can say that you guys will meet. And the other thing is,
Can we say that?
how do you
Gotta check
know
my
that the war is coming from that?
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
mean,
how was it to...
well, I'm not sure what I can really say, but all I can say is, Ed Harris is a presence on screen and off, and I love the man to death and respect him in a massive way. So to say I was a little nervous to go toe to toe is an understatement, but very, very, very exciting.
And my last question is, how do you like the future that this show is showing us? Like, do you want to have such a future, or you say, hell no, I better prefer the one from the Terminator than the one they're serving us here right now?
I mean, I will say, this show is so big and so just like mind-blowing, but it's hard to not think, like, is this sort of where we're heading? I don't know. I really don't know, which is just crazy to think. But I think I've always thought technology is dangerous. I don't own a computer. I'm rarely on my phone. I'm impossible to get a hold of. So my whole thing is phone down, head up, and just kind of, so I don't know. I don't know what lies ahead, but I'm very excited to play around in this world that they have created for all of us.